Hello everyone, welcome to Ms McLennan's Art Room YouTube channel. So this lesson is lesson 6 and it's about autumn, and we're going to do some autumn leaf printing, making stencils today. We're also going to learn a little bit about seasons. So in this lesson I acknowledge respectfully the traditional owners of this country, and I pay my respect to their living cultures. So today we're talking about autumn, and you probably know it's autumn because you've seen all the beautiful leaves and you've been singing some songs in music that Miss Thorpe's given you, and you've collected them for lots of different projects already. So we're going to be doing another one, and you need to go and collect some leaves, or you might have some left over from your music lesson. So autumn, as you know, is from March to May, and in Australia we usually talk about 4 different seasons, but did you know that the Aboriginal Australians looked at 6 seasons? And around our area, the Jar Jar Rung called this season the season of the wattle and the season of the boomerang, and it was a really good time to collect seeds and things off the wattles, and it was a really good time to make tools and weapons. So that's, I think, a really good thing to know. But today we're going to look at a tree, or trees that have been brought into Australia, and these are called deciduous trees. Last week we looked at native trees and we looked at gum trees. So these trees lose their leaves in autumn, whereas the other trees don't. Our native trees are called evergreen. So find some leaves that you like. That one's a bit broken, so I might choose another one. So I might choose this one. And then you need a really big piece of paper, so I've already started on this one. So you can see a big piece of paper, and that's A3 size. And then I cut some A4 pieces in half. Now I think the preps could do 2 different shapes, and the grade 1 2s could do 4, but if you want to, you can do more. So put your leaf in the middle of the page, and then you carefully trace around it. Now this is a bit that can make a difference to how good it all looks. If you trace it around it very carefully, you'll get the really interesting shape of the leaf, which is hard to draw if you don't trace it. So I'm trying to really look at the shape of the leaf and trace around it and not move it as I go, which is a bit tricky. So do the best you can. So as I said, the preps can do 2 and the grade 1 2s can do 4. So there's my leaf, and this is a maple leaf. It's off a maple tree that I've done. And to cut it, a little bit of a trick, which some of you might remember, is you fold it, do a bit of a pinch, cut into the middle, and then you can get your scissors inside the shape. And this is so we can cut our stencil. So I'm going to cut really, really carefully around my leaf shape with your best cutting skills. So you really need to try super hard in this bit to make it good, look really good. So I did do one earlier, because that would take me too long to cut out. So this is a maple leaf I cut out earlier, and I've already had a go at printing that one, as you can see the paint, so I'm going to have a go at printing it again. So pop it where you think it's going to look good on your page, and I might do another blue one, I think, because I think the blue looks quite good. And this is just an old kitchen sponge cut up, but you could also use a bit of wet X rolled into a ball if you don't have that. And we're going to do a dabbing motion. So a dab is this motion. So we're going to dab all over our stencil and try and make the paint nice and even so you haven't got big lumps. Pop that back, take my stencil off. So a stencil is basically like a frame with a hole cut in the middle. And you can see I've printed another leaf there, and I can keep going with different stencils. So I did this one. This is another stencil I made. That was from an oak tree. I've got a baby oak tree growing in my garden. And that was from another tree, leaves from that. And you can play around. And you can do lots of things, like you can wait till it dries and then put another colour and overlap. You can make patterns, you can turn it into a picture. You could even add some drawing onto it if you want at the end, and you know, you can really have some fun with it. There's one that I did earlier on, but I could still add a lot more to that to make it more interesting. Okay, everyone, so that's your last lesson for home learning, because everyone's going back to school soon. So I'll see you next week. Bye.